This is Tee2Green, Central Ohio's premier golf show. Now here's your host, recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award by the Southern Ohio PGA of America and Hall of Fame, the Fan's own Skip Mosick.
And hi again, everyone. Good morning. Welcome into another edition of Tee2Green here on the Fan. After a stormy night, the weather looks better this weekend, so hopefully there are some golf plans in your future. Busy week as always in the golf world. A couple of majors with the tradition on the Champions Tour, and of course the PGA Championship in Charlotte. SI.com's Bob Harig will join us from Quail Hollow in just a bit. Jonathan Vegas with your lead heading into the weekend. The Ohio State women's team is in Carlsbad for the NCAA Championships. We'll check in on them. And as always, we have another great golf prize package to give away. No Twitter contest this week, so stay tuned. We'll have details on that shortly. But we begin this week with a big event next Tuesday at Kinsale with the Southern Ohio PGA Outreach's Play Yellow Birdie Bash. We are joined for a few minutes by Brett Hiltbrand of the Southern Ohio PGA. And Brett, Play Yellow. I mean, we hear a lot about that with the Memorial Tournament and Jack Nicklaus. Let everyone know about Play Yellow and what Tuesday is all about.
Yeah, so it's year 5 for us, and I think it's a huge point of pride at the section level and foundation level for us at the SOPGA, because we were essentially the first to do Birdie Bash across the country through Play Yellow. Jack and Barbara Nicklaus, Children's Miracle Network Hospitals being the beneficiaries of this, and the success of that year one, 5 years ago, really kind of jump-started or turned into this kind of snowball effect of birdie bashes happening across the country. And so what started with the SOPGA, the success, the downstream kind of financials of that has led to, I think, 16 or 17 different birdie bashes now happening at the section level across the nation. So it's really exciting for us to be able to showcase year 5 of this. We'll surpass the $1 million mark in total charitable giving this year. And I think in many ways we're kind of leading from the front a little bit at the foundation level through Birdie Bash and some of the initiatives that we have under the umbrella of the PGA Reach Southern Ohio. It's great for us, the 3 Children's Miracle Network Hospitals in Central Ohio, Dayton area, and then in Cincinnati. We have Cincinnati Children's, Dayton Children's, and of course Nationwide Children's here in downtown Columbus. So they get to, we get to be serious partners with them. And then the PGA professionals who participate in Birdie Bash, they get to declare which, essentially which hospital they're playing for. And so, we've got a tremendous amount of buy-in, in kind of the 3 core markets, in the section in Columbus, Dayton, and Cincinnati. And it's a really special day. We kind of look at it in many ways as kind of our Super Bowl, so to speak, at the section level. And I think if you were to ask any of the, the pros, the 530 PGA professionals that we have in the Southern Ohio section, I think many of them would agree.
The PGA Reach Southern Ohio Foundation, Brett, many may not know all that foundation does. Right. I mean, tell us about it and who all it benefits.
So we have 3 pillars that are part of our specific foundation, which is also kind of in concert with PGA Reach National, with the PGA of America, the 501c3 kind of foundation arm of the PGA of America. Which is a youth and inclusion pillar. We have our veterans outreach pillar, which is PGA Hope, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes, and then Junior Golf Foundation, that sort of thing. So and I think with PGA Reach Southern Ohio, we have worked really, really hard to be able to use Birdie Bash as essentially the chief kind of driving fundraiser for the 3 pillars that we kind of do. So Birdie Bash has been extremely successful in that regard, and we've been able to fund all of those initiatives, especially over the last 5 years, at a pretty significant level. We've helped close to 400 or close to 500 veterans across Central Ohio, Western Ohio, Southwest Ohio. And we have a massive, massive need there with PGA Hope, Southern Ohio. And with Wright-Patterson Air Base being in Dayton, we have a huge, huge kind of heat map, a concentration of veterans that have served at Wright-Pat and then stayed in Ohio, once their service time is complete. And so we've made a tremendous amount of effort to address that need. Our wait list is absolutely huge, but that's also a great problem to have, right? And so, we with Birdie Bash is a principal kind of fundraising situation that kind of helps kind of do what we need to do there. We also have the Stars and Stripes Pro-Am that comes up a little bit later this year, which also raises money for PGA Hope Southern Ohio to kind of do our very best to whittle that wait list down to zero. It costs $330 to send one veteran through the program. Our PGA professionals here in Southern Ohio, they go through specialized training to be able to address any physical or mental limitations that maybe these veterans have. Active duty service members are also participate in that, and so we've been we've had a tremendous amount of buy-in at the section level with our PGA pros to be able to participate in that. Our junior golf, the Southern Ohio Junior Tour, is up year after year after year. We have a Clubs for Kids program that's coming up here that we're partnering with the city of Columbus to be able to provide full sets of clubs for any kid at the Columbus City League school level who's interested in playing for their high school golf team, being able to provide a full set of clubs for those kids who are interested in just getting into golf. So Birdie Bash is definitely maybe the engine of that proverbial kind of machine, and it's a huge part of what we do, and it funnels and certainly kind of downstream effect. It funnels money to those other three pillars.
Again, Brett Hiltbrand of the Southern Ohio PGA, our guest this morning. Tee2Green here on the Fan. Take us through Tuesday. That is the actual Birdie Bash, and if people are listening to us this morning and they want to sponsor their local pro, someone they know, or just contribute overall, what's the best way to do so, Brett?
Yeah, so we have a Pledge It page, and you can find that on our section socials. That's the Southern Ohio PGA on Instagram, Twitter, X, and Facebook as well. The SouthernOhioPGA.com is our website. Everything's there. It's relatively easy. You can go direct to the Pledge It page, and then how you'd like to make a pledge is kind of dealer's choice from there. We've got 21 teams playing in the event this year. You can make a pledge to a specific team, essentially pledging a dollar amount per birdie. They play 72 holes over the course of an entire day at Kinsale Golf and Fitness Club up in Powell. And so it's of $1 a birdie, and then there's a dollar amount, a donation amount that comes kind of after that. It's an absolutely tremendous day. We've had an incredible amount of collaboration from the 3 Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We have patient champions that come from Dayton Nationwide Children's and Cincinnati Children's to come and participate and see the pros. We tried to bring them out right around after that 36 hole kind of mark to give everybody a little bit of boost, because it is a long day, right? And we've heard from some of the guys that 18 holes you're running on adrenaline, the second 18 you're inspired, but you need a little bit of a boost there after that first 36, and that's when the patient champions come in and absolutely play a part. It's a great thing to get involved in, and it's a great way to support your local PGA professional who is influencing their local community through the game of golf in a number of different ways.
Brett, last thing. I know we see this almost every year, sometimes with 2 or 3 guys making it, but how cool is it to have a member of the Southern Ohio PGA playing not only in the PGA Championship this week, but the Senior PGA next week in Bob Sowards? Yeah,
he's the GOAT. We kind of joke that, we're unapologetic in claiming Bob as the greatest modern PGA professional, playing PGA professional of all time, and I think it's relatively undisputed. 12th PGA Championship appearance that ties the record with Steve Schneidner all time with modern PGA professionals playing in our flagship major championship. It's great. At 53, he has not taken a step back in any form or fashion. If he was sitting here right beside me, he'd be giving me the side eye. But it's, to me, I think the most amazing thing about Bob is the competitive edge that he has at every level of golf that he plays, whether it's going out and practicing or playing against, the best in the world, or being in the field with the best in the world, it in many ways, it's the exact same. The stakes are the exact same in his mind. And that's why he's been able to lift and separate for the better part of 4 decades. It's incredible to say. It's an outrageous stat. He's played in PGA Championship, a major championship, in 4 different decades over the course of his outrageous playing career. He's the GOAT, and I think that's relatively undisputed.
Southern Ohio PGA Play Yellow Birdie Bash next Tuesday at Kinsale. Brett Hiltbrand, thanks for joining us. Raise lots of money next week, okay?
Happy to do it. Thank you. Appreciate you.
And we'll talk to a couple of the local PGA professionals playing in the Birdie Bash later this hour. All right, major championship this week with the PGA. Let's head there now and get you warmed up with some chip shots.
97.1 The Fan's Tee2Green Chip Shots, presented by BMI Federal Credit Union.
Quail Hollow, the site of this week's PGA Championship. Jonathan Vegas leads the way at 8 under par. Late finish Thursday and an early wake-up Friday made it tough for Vegas, who kept up his good play despite a double bogey on his closing hole.
Finishing so late yesterday, not getting a great sleep, and having to come back early kind of put me not in the best mood all day. So, like I said, it was tough coming back. But I would say it was a very solid round. Starting a little bit shaky the first 3 holes, making some birdies and making some good birdies in the back 9. A little bit of a lucky break there on 17 and finishing, quite crappy on 18.
Part of a Group 2 back of Vegas at -6 includes former U.S. Open champion Matt Fitzpatrick. 68-68 the first 2 days for Fitzpatrick. He's the only player in the top 4 to have won a major, and Fitzpatrick says that is an advantage.
Obviously, being in that position before is a huge advantage. I obviously want to win another major, of course I do, but I've already won one, so, I feel like there's less pressure when you've already won one. You can definitely enjoy it as much as you can, probably a little bit more, I would say, but yeah, just looking forward to being in contention again, and I think that's the biggest thing, is that it's just nice to be in the position.
Matthew Pavon and Siwoo Kim also at -6. Kim with a 64 Friday that included a hole-in-one. Meanwhile, matching the round of the day Friday with a 64 was Max Homa to put himself in the mix at 5 under par. Homa on the big difference between rounds 1 and 2.
Just scored better, made a couple long putts, hit a driver randomly to foot and chipped in. So yesterday I played awesome. Felt like I had really good control. I just couldn't really get the ball close to the hole, didn't pull the right club a lot, and had a poor finish. So it was kind of, in a way, nice to be able to play in the morning and just get to go immediately, because I knew the game was good. So didn't know I was going to shoot 7 under, but I will take it.
Scotty Scheffler, don't forget about him, by the way, also at 5 under par. But again, all chasing your leader, Jonathan Vegas, at 8 under par. Elsewhere this week, a major on the Champions Tour as well with the tradition in Birmingham. Richard Green, -13, leads there by 1. Korn Ferry Tour in Kansas City. Alvaro Ortiz and S.H. Kim, -13. They co-lead by 3. Former Buckeyes Ryan Armour and Neil Shipley both shoot 77 Friday to finish outside the cut line. World Tour and LPGA are off this week. College golf, the Ohio State women's team in action at the NCAA Championships at La Costa. Buckeyes are +7 after the opening round. Top 15 teams after Sunday advance. The Ohio State men won back at the National Golf Invitational in Arizona. The Buckeyes trail Utah State by a stroke heading into today's play. Your leaderboards are brought to you by BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit them today at BMIFCU.org. Coming up, we'll head down to Charlotte and check in at the PGA Championship with longtime golf writer from SI.com, Bob Harig. Bob joins us next as Tee2Green continues here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. May marks the start of rising temperatures, but you can beat the heat with Window Nation's semi-annual sale. Get 60% off and a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows. Plus, no money down, no interest, and no monthly payments until 2027. That's a whole lot of savings and a smart investment when prices are going up. Their windows also come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Hurry, the sale ends soon, so don't wait to get your estimate. Call them today, 866-90NATION, or visit windownation.com.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Billy.
Hi, I'm Billy Hatcher, a former professional baseball player, and I'm a patient at Tri-State Men's Health. Before I started the treatment, it was like my body was sore all the time, and I was feeling very, very sluggish. One day, I would be full of energy, and the next day was like, where did all my energy go? And since I've started, my body hasn't felt this good in a long time. I feel like, I'm not 21 to 25 again. It's just been great. I feel very, very comfortable coming here. When you have the energy, it's amazing. You get to do so many other things that you couldn't do prior to that. If you're tired of hurting in the mornings, you want to improve your health, you want to feel better, give a call to Tri-State Men's Health. I promise you, you will feel better.
Thanks, Billy. It's true. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Are you looking for the best golfing experience in Central Ohio? Then look no further than the Virtues Golf Club in Nashport. The Virtues Golf Club was voted as the #1 public golf course in Ohio, and Golf Digest ranked Virtues as the 65th ranked public course in the country. Now offering on-site housing, the Virtues Golf Club is a modern design course mixed with classic features you'll love. Come see what's new and take in the scenery at Ohio's best public golf course. For more information, visit thevirtuesgolfclub.com.
T-Bone's an expert at making mornings better. He brought back the bagel sandwiches at McDonald's. He feeds birds out of his mouth. And he hosts a radio show guaranteed to make you smile. Yay, T-Bone. Yes. T-Bone and Tyvis.
Weekday mornings at 6.
The Fan.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the putt at 18, and today Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
It's not even 10 in the morning, and you're already trying to flag down the beverage cart. Don't worry, we've all been there. This is Tee2Green with Skip Mossick on The Fan.
Welcome back, everybody. As always, thanks for tuning in. We have another great golf prize package that somebody's going to pick up this week. We have golf to go play out at the Virtues. We'll be out there next Saturday. We have a gift card for you to check out the Fairway Columbus on Henderson Road in Upper Arlington. Pretty cool place there. Balls from our friends at Titleist. Plenty of fan goodies we're throwing there for you this week as well. No Twitter contest this week, so stay tuned. We'll have details on this week's giveaway shortly and your chance to make this great prize package yours.
This is Backspin. Tee2Green Backspin.
SI.com's Bob Harig joins us now from the PGA Championship in Charlotte. And Bob, let's start with the golf course. Are you surprised at how Quail Hollow is playing despite, so much rain this past week? I know there's been a lot of mud ball discussions the first couple of days.
Yeah, look, I don't think it's playing as easy as people thought it would because of the softness. It's a long golf course. It's got some very tricky holes. The closing 3 holes are no bargain. You saw Johnny Vegas make double bogey on 18. That kind of stuff can happen. So, there was this fear, I think, that there might be a lot of – look, there have been a lot of good scores, but not a lot of terribly low scores. And that's okay, It's just, it's a golf course they're more familiar with, so that probably means scoring's going to be a little bit better. And, whenever these guys get on a golf course that's soft, there's going to be somebody that shoots good scores.
You mentioned familiarity with the golf course, Bob. I know we've seen places, like Pebble Beach and Torrey Pines, just to name a couple, who have hosted regular tour events and then a major championship. Do you like or dislike having a major at a venue that guys are used to playing every year versus, others they may only see every 5 to 6 years or even longer?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you. I mean, that's what makes the majors unique. Part of the story is the golf course, learning about it, why it's good or not. The players have to, that's part of the skill, is adapting and figuring it out, obviously, except for the Masters, which is played at the same place every year. You mentioned Torrey Pines and Pebble. They've played and they will play the U.S. Open at those courses in the same year that they play, the regular tour event, but it's completely different from winter to summer. Pebble Beach in June is not like Pebble Beach in February. Other than the routing, it's almost a different place. The firmness, the difficulty. Typically a U.S. Open at Pebble is, 6-8 under par. That's not what it is in February. And obviously they're playing as part of a pro-am and not all the rounds are there. I don't see that as that big of a deal. Obviously Pebble Beach is historic in its own right. And, the same thing at the Torrey Pines. When Tiger won the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines in 2008, his score was, I believe he was 1 over. Him and Rocco Mediate were 1 over. And Tiger won the same tournament in January of that year at like 14 under, so, it's just not the same. So whereas here, they played the Quail Hollow Championship, the Wells Fargo Championship at Quail Hollow a year and a week ago. It's basically the same golf course it was a year ago, So we're looking at they might have lengthened it some here and there, but it's pretty much the same place. And so, look, it's fine. It's a great course. It's a great area. They love their golf. But we've had a lot of it here. They've had a tour event here for 20 years. They played the President's Cup here. We had a major here just 8 years ago. So, I don't know. And there's so many other choices. I'm surprised. But there's so much that goes into these decisions, too, including money. And so they wouldn't bring it here otherwise.
SI.com's Bob Harig joins us from Quail Hollow this morning. Tee2Green here on the Fan. And, Bob, one unique thing about the PGA Championship is the club pros earning spots into this tournament. I've kind of changed my tune over the years, about this. At one point, I thought maybe too many were getting in. It seems like a decent number now. Where do you stand on the club pros?
Yeah, I'm good with it. There's 20 guys. The field is 156. That means it's 136 that aren't club pros. If you took the club pros out, what do you have? You basically have a glorified PGA Tour event. Because there's no qualifying for it in any other way in terms of like the U.S. Open and the British Open have. It's either through the PGA points list. They have a very small DP World Tour list they take 3 guys from. There's a small Federations Tour OWGR list of 4 players. They've got 7 players or so from tours around the world. It's mostly PGA Tour players and then top 100 in the world and obviously past major winners and stuff. It's basically, there's not too many people, I think, in world golf who aren't here who deserve to be here. Whereas at the Masters, you can come up with 10, 20 guys. You could say, wow, that guy could have easily been there. And the same for the U.S. and the British Open, which have only 80 or 90 exempt spots. And the British Open does qualifying through various tournaments throughout the year. And then they'll have 16 spots usually at the end. But the U.S. Open typically has about 40 spots. They actually have 3 qualifiers starting this Monday. One's in Dallas, one's in the UK, and another one of them is in Japan. And then they'll have 9 in the U.S. and 1 in Canada the day after the Memorial ends on June 2nd. In fact, one of them will be in Columbus.
Yep.
And so that's where not a majority of the field, but a lot of the field comes from. So, there's players in that group who understandably aren't going to be good as touring professionals, which they like it that way. They want it to be open that way. So, the PGA always has the deepest field, and it's why you see a lot of names up there that people might not recognize. Just because they don't recognize them doesn't mean they're not really good.
Well, Bob, one thing I always love about the major championships are the side stories that we get, specifically like what you mentioned earlier this week about Jon Rahm and possibly being a captain's pick for the European Ryder Cup team. That really wouldn't be a surprise now, would it?
No, the surprise would be that if Rahm is not on the Ryder Cup team for Europe. I mean, I don't think it really matters what he does on LIV. He's been playing fine on LIV Golf. I'm sure that Luke Donald like him, just have him, like to see him have a good PGA Championship, a good U.S. Open, a good British Open. But he's a rock still, I think, and I can't imagine there being any way that he's not at Bethpage this fall. Him and Tyrrell Hatton, I think, are pretty solid for LIV guys being on the European team.
Well, you mentioned Luke Donald. I mean, really started opening some eyes the way he began this tournament. And speaking of which, should we be talking more realistically about Keegan Bradley maybe being a playing captain? Something we've heard he doesn't necessarily want to do, and definitely says not going to pick himself, but seems to be playing so well right now.
Yeah, he's playing pretty well. To be honest with you, though, he's really not that close in points right now. He has pretty much said he needs to make the team, and then he'll deal with it. And as it stands right now, I don't even think he's in the top 20. Having a good week here obviously would help him. And, he was off to a good start in the first round. I mean, it's possible he has a high finish here. Listen, that's opening up a can of worms if we get to that point. I really do hope that it's either he's locked in and he makes it on his own, or he's not really that close to where it would be a discussion, because I think it then becomes a distraction for the U.S. side. Let's say, what if he were 10th in points? Because really what they've been saying is if he's going to play, then he's not going to really be the captain. I don't know, does he go to the press conferences? Does he do all that stuff? I mean, I'm just not sure it works, but if he makes the team, 38, 39 years old, how do you pass up playing if you make it? Then I think you make accommodations. He's got plenty of assistants who could take over some of the duties. Be very, very unique. It would be pretty wild if it happened, but I think we're a long way from that.
SI.com's Bob Harig, thank you for joining us from the PGA Championship down at Quail Hollow. We always appreciate the conversation and your insight. Safe travels, and we hope to see you up here at Memorial in a couple of weeks, okay?
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Skip.
Let's go ahead and give away this week's golf prize package right now. Caller number 9 at 614-821-9710. 614-821-9710. Caller 9 will get golf out at the Virtues, balls from Titleist, a gift certificate to check out the Fairway Columbus, awesome facility in Upper Arlington, some fan goodies and more. Caller number 9 right now will be our winner. All right, coming up, more on next week's Play Yellow Birdie Bash benefiting the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We'll chat with a couple of participants, PGA professionals Ryan Coll and Chase Wilson from Columbus Country Club, by the way, the site of this year's Fan Golf Classic. We'll head to CCC next as Tee2Green continues here on The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
For a lot of us, saving up a down payment can be the biggest barrier to buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is lowering down payments to 1% for eligible home buyers with One Plus. Because everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to get a head start on your starter home.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, good boy.
She needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Anthony from my friends at the Honda dealership here in Central Ohio, Germain Honda of Dublin. You know the brand, you know the reliability and the styling. Now get to know the deals. Grab a new 25 Honda HR-V, a 25 Accord SE, or even a 25 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for 0% up to 36 months. Talk to my man Rich. Get the right vehicle, the right deal at the right dealer. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road just south of 270.
When it's time to fire up the grill, Meijer is ready to help bring the char-grilled good life to your backyard with prime cuts of certified Angus beef. Wholesome, all-natural chicken breast, tenders, wings, and thighs, hand-selected to ensure quality and taste. Lean ground beef prepared fresh daily. And even a wide selection of organic options, including chicken, beef, and sausage. All at sizzling low prices to help you bring home more of what you love in every trip. We're working hard to make the grilling life a good deal better at Meijer.
Man once shaved Timmy's leg live on the air. Tune in weekdays at 3 to see what else they'll shave. Wait, what else they'll shave? Who the hell wants to listen to that?
Common Man and Timmy, smooth as silk.
Okay, The Fan.
Score a hole-in-one when you get a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card from BMI Federal Credit Union, your CBUS Top Picks Best Credit Union for the past 7 years in a row. Enjoy credit card rates lower than the national average and special rates on balance transfers when you get a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card. For more details, visit bmifcu.org/visa.
Hi there, I'm Ryan Reynolds, and like most actors, I have a list of things that I like to have on set. It's called a rider. It's just little things like wind chimes being blown by an easterly breeze, a 7-year-old calico cat to purr on my lap, and of course 2 freshly cracked eggs scrambled with crispy hash brown, sausage crumble, and creamy chipotle sauce from Tim Hortons. It smells amazing. Now where did I put that hand-carved wooden spoon? From my rider to Tim's menu, try my new scrambled eggs loaded breakfast box.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White with your 10 weather impact forecast here for the weekend. We're looking ahead to a mix of clouds and sunshine. We'll see high temperatures into the lower 70s here for today, but it will also be quite windy. Winds out the north and west at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy, lows into the lower 50s, and we'll see more sunshine here on Sunday with highs into the lower 70s before we track cooler temperatures and rain here as we head into next week. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
The only ED we know on this show is extra distance. This is Tee2Green with Skip Mosick on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome back, everybody. As always, thank you for tuning in. Congratulations to Dave from Columbus. Dave picks up the golf out at the Virtues. He was caller 9. Golf at the Virtues will be there next Saturday. Gift certificate to the Fairway Columbus, balls from Titleist, and more. Congrats again. We'll have another prize package for you next week. All right, time now to hit the range.
You are listening to Tee2Green's On the Range.
On the Range is brought to you by the Fairway Columbus. Check out some great indoor golf at the Fairway Columbus on Henderson Road in Upper Arlington. As we hit the range at Columbus Country Club, PGA professionals Ryan Coll and Chase Wilson will be competing as a team in Tuesday's Play Yellow Birdie Bash in Kinsale, raising all kinds of dollars for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And Ryan, we'll start with you. How many years have you two paired up for this great cause?
It's 4 years old, so we've done it every single year.
Awesome. You guys are birdie machines anyways.
Yes.
This is a two-man scramble event. Do you have a target, I guess, that you guys set out for something like this?
So we set our personal best last year. What did we make, 55 birdies?
Yeah.
So I want to cross the 60 birdie mark. That's my goal.
How long does it's 72 holes. Chase, how long does it take you guys to play 72 holes? It is a scramble. I mean, you're not sweating over pars or anything, okay? You pick up and go.
Exactly, yeah. We start at 8 a.m. and we finish around 6, 7 p.m. So it's a 10, 11, 12-hour day marathon.
Again, coming up on Tuesday, it's obviously a great cause, Ryan. And let's start with you about the genesis of all this. Before you came to Columbus Country Club, you spent some time at Muirfield Village. Obviously, with the Nicklaus name, the whole Play Yellow thing, that's what this is all about coming up on Tuesday. Just a little bit about just your time there and the whole Play Yellow genesis.
Yeah, sure. I was there for 6 years, had some unbelievable experiences with Mr. Nicklaus. I actually got to caddy for him at the Seminole Pro Member when I was an assistant down at Seminole. So I have some stories, but we'd be here for a long time. But it was unbelievable to spend those hours on the golf course with him. I was told before the round he wouldn't ask me for any reads and wouldn't ask me for any help, and boy did he. So that was a heck of a round for me. It was just his family is just so ingrained in the game of golf, and it's just so cool to meet Barbara, of course, she's the queen, and being around his whole entire family and kids and grandkids, and they just have such a big stamp on the game, and it's so cool to be around them and how much they give back. The Memorial Tournament is one of our biggest sponsors for the Birdie Bash, so it's awesome to see how much they care, and we as golfers want to give back to the community, and then the Memorial Tournament, they help us take it to another level.
Again, Tuesday, the funds go to Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and not just here in Ohio, but really all across the country, and even up into Canada. Chase, this is not something that you guys have to do, but you do it anyways. I mean, Tuesdays are not your normal days off. Why do you and your fellow professionals get out and participate in this event every year?
It's really easy when you're there a part of it just one time. So one of my favorite young men, his name's Aiden. We call him Super Aiden. He wore a cape there one year. He's just an amazing kid. When you hear their stories and hear that a young man like that, I know he's had well over a dozen surgeries, and he's only 9 years old. So it hits home big time, especially I have 2 kids of my own, and I love to teach juniors and really enjoy that side of it. So when you're working with these kids and they have such great attitudes, they're so excited to be out there. So it really makes it easy to get behind and support, and I look forward to it every year.
Guys, you'll be representing Columbus Country Club. PGA Championship is this week. Does it typically bring some nostalgic, fond memories from some of the folks, your members there at CCC?
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Having hosted it 61 years ago.
Yeah, no doubt. It's cool that, guests will come up, with our members, and they'll see, the 1964 PGA sign outside of our pro shop, and they're like, oh, man, I had no idea you guys hosted the PGA. And then obviously, the thing you and I like to talk about the most is the scoreboard that's hanging up in the Lorms room here. That it's a chalkboard, with chalk on it, and the original scores are still up there. So it's a great week, and it's cool to be part of that history.
I love the story about how you found it.
Yeah, no, they were doing a kind of a club-wide cleaning, and they went up in the attic of the golf shop when there's nothing good up there, and all of a sudden they find this deal, and they're like, oh wow, Nichols, Palmer, Nicklaus. This might be important, and it was.
Great way for people to see this sign is the play in the fan golf outing, which is going to be in July 21st here at Columbus Country Club. It's always such a great day, great cause as well. Is it cool for you guys to have that event here just to get some fresh eyeballs out here to the club?
Yeah, no doubt. And two, what's cool is I have a lot of friends that work for the fan too. So if there's any way we can
more
help
than just
their
me,
cause, more than just you, unfortunately, you're my number one though. And Scotty Vegas and Beamer, all those guys, they're solid number two. But it's just cool to be a part of. It's such a great organization that you all have, and it's really cool that you partner up with us for such an awesome cause.
Again, we are nearly sold out without much of a push, so if you want us to get signed up, I would suggest doing it really, really soon. Go to 971thefan.com and get signed up before it's too late. All right, so guys, again, you'll be representing Columbus Country Club. You and Chase Ryan teaming up next Tuesday at the PGA Southern Ohio Play Yellow Birdie Bash. If anybody wants to sponsor your team, Team Coll Wilson, or really any of the teams, how do you recommend they do so?
Yeah, so I think, Brett with this section, he has our information out everywhere. So he's been unbelievable at his job. It was an unbelievable hire for our section, last year. And then, we share our QR code with our members too. And a lot of our members have hopped in already and obviously looking to get a lot more.
I know it's all about charity, but any friendly competitions amongst your fellow pros when you're out there, Chase, next Tuesday?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you want to go out there and have the most birdies of the day. I always say if we can make 14 a round, that would be pretty special.
Good deal. Again, Ryan Coll, Chase Wilson from Columbus Country Club. Play well this week. We'll be out at CCC prior to the fan golf outing, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Skip.
Thanks, Skip.
On the Range, brought to you by the Fairway Columbus. Check them out at thefairwaycolumbus.com. Again, Kinsale will be the site of Tuesday's Birdie Bash. We'll head there next and chat with the host pro, PGA professional Andy Montgomery next as Tee2Green continues here on The Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Looking to up your golf game this summer? Swing into the Fairway, Columbus' premier indoor golf facility, featuring state-of-the-art TrackMan simulators, a spacious clubhouse vibe, and world-class service. It's the perfect place to play, train, or host your next event. Choose from over 350 courses worldwide, or fine-tune your swing with TrackMan's advanced range options, the same tech the pros use. Located in Upper Arlington, skip the long drive and grab a summer range pass today. The Fairway, golf elevated.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the putt at 18. And today, Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday, May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
It's Military Appreciation Month at Coughlin Chevrolet. Get double the GM military discount. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $139 a month or $119 for military. New Silverado, just $349 a month or $309 for military. Now at Coughlin Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Military discount for active reserve and retired military personnel and their spouse. 39-month lease with $39.99 due at signing for Trax. 36-month lease with $49.99 due for Silverado. Plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. And 6-25.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Find everyday savings and bargains on produce, meat, and more. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting long-term lower prices. With our weekly sales, deals for days promotions, and My Perks loyalty program, Giant Eagle helps make the most out of every shopping trip. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle and Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Join the Fan weeknights at 6 for the Buckeye Show. And if you're asking if it's just a bunch of homers rooting for all things Ohio State, yes it is. Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And now through May 31st, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.625%, APR 6.685% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down per $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Hiring today for tomorrow with WM. A stable career and a safe environment. That's what you get as a heavy-duty mechanic at WM.
Plus great benefits like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family.
WM is now hiring heavy-duty mechanics in Columbus. Get boot and tool allowance and additional pay with a Cummins certification or CDL license.
There are openings for CDL truck drivers too, with home daily routes.
Apply online at careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
A people-first, military-friendly, equal opportunity employer.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. Hey, it's better than a free bowl of soup. This is Tee2Green with Skip Mossick on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
And welcome back, everybody. As always, thank you for tuning in. If you missed any part of today's show or any of our past episodes, simply download the Tee2Green podcast. Just search Tee2Green wherever you find your podcast and be sure to hit subscribe. All right. Again, coming up Tuesday, it's the Southern Ohio PGA Play Yellow Birdie Bash, 72 holes at Kinsale with a number of local pros in action for this great cause. PGA professional Andy Montgomery, director of golf at Kinsale and Scioto Reserve, will be partnering with one of his assistants, Alex Brickley, to raise as much money as possible. And Andy, thanks for hopping on. Why is Tuesday so important?
Well, it's great. I mean, I think golf is absolutely, I mean, especially for me, give back to charity. And there's so many events around the country, around the world that golf has been able to do that for. And Monday or Tuesday is Birdie Bash here. Basically, we go out, we make birdies, and all these donations go back to Children's Hospital. And I have young kids, and I mean, I'm knocking on wood right now. But I hope they never have to experience Children's Hospital, but knowing that it's in our backyard and the amazing things that they're doing for these kids and keeping them healthy and finding research and everything that they're doing is outstanding. And I can't think of a better organization to support and give money to.
Andy, we spoke with Ryan Coll and Chase Wilson last segment. You guys are all birdie machines anyways. I guess they told us what their goal was. What's your goal, you and Alex's goal on Tuesday?
Well, I'll be honest. It's to birdie every one of them. Yeah. But you know, we play 72 holes, so it's 4 18-hole rounds, and I mean, we look at maybe 12 to 15 a round is our goal. We've done that a couple times. There's been a couple rounds where we fall short of it, and a couple rounds we actually have done a little bit better. But yeah, 12 to 15 birdies a round is right in our wheelhouse for what we're trying to do.
Everyone wins on Tuesday, Andy, especially the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. But what's the competition level amongst the teams? I mean, all pros from various clubs around the Southern Ohio section.
Yeah, from a competition, I think it's, you know, to be honest with you, it's fun, but I don't think anyone cares. I think we're all there to just root on everyone to make as many birdies as possible. I mean, it's great. They say, hey, this team made the most birdies or this team did. To be honest with you, I think the end when we all get together on 18 and we find out how much money we raised is really the best part of the day.
Andy, one of your guys on staff there at Kinsale that can't participate, kind of busy, is Bob Sowards. Played in the PGA this week. I know he didn't fare as well as he'd like, but will represent again at the Senior PGA next week at Congressional. What's the club level of pride knowing that you have Bob Sowards on staff?
I mean, I've been driving around all week, and everyone's asking me how he's doing. What did he do on this hole? What did he do on that hole? there's times where I feel bad because I'm not up to the minute as they are on it. But it's just awesome. I mean, to have a guy like Bob, who's obviously his success in this game is insurmountable. But to see him at age 56 playing with these young guys, I mean, it's incredible, really. And next week, at the senior PGA, I think, I know I'm biased, but I think he can win. I think he thinks he can win. I think this week was awesome for him to participate. I don't know, and I'm not speaking for him about what his expectations were this week, but I know his expectations next week are high, and I know he plans to do well.
All right, Andy, back to Tuesday. As host pro, do you do anything special with the setup that day? And I guess more than anything, what does that say about Kinsale basically giving up the golf course for a day like this? We know how busy you are up there.
Yeah, well, it goes back to, where we are at the top. I mean, our owner, Don Kenny, and his family, they are tremendous supporters of just families. So when we talk about Nationwide Children's and where the money is going, it was a no-brainer for them to agree to give up the golf course. It's a no-brainer for my boss, Regan Coivisto, to do it. And back to, what we do for setup, we make it as easy as possible. Well, the name of the game is birdies. We put every pin in the middle of the green. We are trying to make birdies. So it is definitely not a Sunday, of a major championship setup out here. It is about birdies. So we try to make it as easy as possible, which sometimes is difficult to do out here, but it is still the name of the game. Birdie is the name of the game.
Well, speaking of major championships, Kinsale will be one of the U.S. Open qualifying sites coming up the Monday after the Memorial Tournament. I know you've done it before, but how cool is it to host not only some top-notch players, but also some tour players who may be in town for Memorial?
Yeah, it's another feather in your cap to the golf course. I mean, obviously they choose us because it is representative of the players or the caliber of the players to get to the U.S. Open. I mean, it's really cool knowing that 10 or 12 of these guys, whatever the number is, we don't know yet, but leave Kinsale and go right to the U.S. Open. So it's cool to have it here. The membership loves it. I love it. I mean, it's just great to see the class of golfer that gets to play. And as a golf nerd myself, I just love watching it. Go out on the range, watch them hit balls, drive around the golf course, see the scores they're posting, just watching how they play. And it's I mean, no better compliment to the club and the course to have this type of player, compete on. So it's great.
Again, that is Monday following the Memorial Tournament. But before we get there, again, this coming Tuesday, it's the Southern Ohio PGA Play Yellow Birdie Bash, 72 holes up at Kinsale. Andy Montgomery, thanks for what you and your fellow PGA professionals are doing. Raise lots of money Tuesday, okay?
That's the plan, Skip. Thanks for all you do for us, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Again, it's such a great cause coming up Tuesday at Kinsale. 72 holes. Those guys will be going out with the annual Birdie Bash. All right. Again, thanks again for tuning in this morning. Bob Harig joined us from the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. Jonathan Vegas, again, -8 is your leader there by 2. Expecting more weather down there in Charlotte. They just got hammered last week, but going off split tees beginning around 11:30 this morning. Leaders going off around 1:55 this afternoon. In addition to Bob, thanks to our other guests, Brett Hiltbrand from the Southern Ohio PGA, Ryan Coll and Chase Wilson from Columbus Country Club, the site of this year's Fan Golf Classic, and of course Andy Montgomery at Kinsale. That'll put a wrap on this week's show. Fan Sports Saturday is next. Reds baseball against the Guardians later on. For Nate Cooterball, great job this morning, Nate. I'm Skip Mossick. As always, thank you for listening. Enjoy the golf this weekend, and we will talk to you again next Saturday morning from out at the Virtues for another edition of Tee2Green right here on the Fan.
I'll be in church next Sunday to save me from those double bogey blues.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah? The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Score a hole-in-one when you get a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card from BMI Federal Credit Union, your CBUS Top Picks Best Credit Union for the past 7 years in a row. Enjoy credit card rates lower than the national average and special rates on balance transfers when you get a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card. For more details, visit bmifcu.org/visa.
Are you looking for the best golfing experience in Central Ohio? Then look no further than the Virtues Golf Club in Nashport. The Virtues Golf Club was voted as the #1 public golf course in Ohio, and Golf Digest ranked Virtues as the 65th ranked public course in the country. Now offering on-site housing, the Virtues Golf Club is a modern design course mixed with classic features you'll love. Come see what's new and take in the scenery at Ohio's best public golf course. For more information, visit thevirtuesgolfclub.com.
For a lot of us, saving up a down payment can be the biggest barrier to buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is lowering down payments to 1% for eligible home buyers with OnePlus. Because everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to get a head start on your starter home.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Another checkup? Why are so many people getting new puppies?
Dr. Kim's veterinary office is littered with cuteness.
We are booked solid for weeks, but who can say no to a puppy, right? Oh, who's a good boy? Oh, who's what? Oh,
she needs to find extra vet techs to get those pups some extra love.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, candidates can find it easier, so you can hire easier. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
At QC Kinetics, we're all about keeping you in the game, helping you get lasting relief from joint pain. That's why we're excited to announce that QC Kinetics is now partnering with the National Pickleball League. So many of our satisfied patients are avid pickleball players, and they're thrilled with how we've helped them get back on the court. As lead sponsor of the National Pickleball League, we're committed to help pickleball fans of all ages with the latest, most advanced regenerative cell treatments. These treatments use your body's own healing power, revitalizing and restoring damaged joint tissue the natural way, with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Whether you're a pickleball fanatic or enjoy golf or running or tennis, stay in the game with help from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, proud to promote active, pain-free living as a lead sponsor of the National Pickleball League. Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone, and I'm going to let you know that right now, Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings is offering their best discount of the year on all their awesome sheds, pavilions, cabins, and garages from Weaver Barnes. These specials are only good through May, which makes right now the best time to order. Check out Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings' beautiful sales lot in Dublin, where you can see their displays and learn about all the options. There's never been a better time to get that project in motion and save some cash in the process. See all the details at AmishCountryFurnishings.com. Once again, that's AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hi, this is Bob Mashutter from Dick Mashutter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still, 24/7.